What's up guys, my name is Sawyer Hartman and I'm a filmmaker and photographer here on YouTube. One of my most asked questions on every platform is how do I edit my Instagram photos or photography in general, and how do I get such unique color profiles out of those pictures? And by color profile, I mean how come my blues don't look like the blue that was in the photo? How come all of the colors within my photo look different than what they really were, but somehow work together? So to understand how I edit my photos, you have to first understand how most people edit photos and how your Instagram filters and VSCO filters interact with your photos. When you download most presets or filters, it basically takes your image and it takes this predetermined color profile thing that they made and puts it on top of your image. So it's like if you painted different colors and filters on a piece of glass, held up your photo and put the piece of glass on top of it. That's essentially what those filters are doing. It's just layering colors and shit on top of your photograph. It doesn't take the individualness of your actual photograph into thought. It just does what it does for everyone's photograph, but that doesn't make sense for actual photography. The reason I made my preset pack is really just for one simple reason. I feel a good filter or preset should actually change the color science behind your photograph rather than just put a layer of something on top of it. So what I've done is I've actually created 9 smart Lightroom presets that actually change and adapt to your individual photo. And what that means is if you put my filter on one photo and it turns it green, and then you use a photo with red, it's not going to turn it green. It's going to have a completely different effect on the photo. Instead of telling you what you can do with these presets, let me just show you on some actual real photos I have on my computer. So after downloading the preset pack, you basically want to take this little Sawyer Hartman preset pack, open up the file, and inside you're just going to have this folder of all of my presets. But what we're going to do is we're going to open up Lightroom, we're going to go over to the presets on the side, we're going to right click, and we're going to hit import. Okay, boom, all of our presets are already now loaded into Lightroom. So let's jump right into it and show you what you can do. This photo right here we have of the boat looks super nice. There's not much saturation. The colors are kind of dull and it just doesn't really do that much for me. So if we go over to the side, let's just literally start out with maybe vibrant travel. Click vibrant travel and boom. Now most of the presets work straight into your photos without any adjustments. They're smart filters, like I said, they adapt to the actual color science behind your photo. But if you want to take it a step further, there's only 2 steps that I'd recommend doing while editing these photos with these presets. The first one is come over here to white balance and just adjust the white balance until the whites in your image are actually white. The second one is simple. Click this little brush tool, hit new, exposure, which is brightness, paint that on the person's face, or if there is a face or whatever the subject. So for me, I'd probably want the hull of this boat, a little bit of the boat, the side, and maybe some of these flowers. So this is another really cool one from Bali. Again, this one has some skin tones. It's got a lot of color, but as you can see, if I take it back, it's quite a flat image. It looks kind of like a normal snapshot you'd take on any camera. So I can come over here to the side, add color boost too, and boom, it's already done. So the first preset in the pack is called Hollywood Cinema Color. Now the purpose of the Hollywood Cinema Color preset is to actually give you that Hollywood blue and orange feel. So as you can see, here's a photo of Angelique in the desert. There's no filters, there are no masks on it. Just kind of dull, crappy, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop on Hollywood Cinema Color. And after I drop that on, you see it does that. Raise that exposure a little, paint the face. There we go. That is a perfectly edited photo. That is something I'd post to my Instagram. So the next filter was actually the hardest filter for me to create. A lot of my friends actually wanted me to make a filter that I could use for like nighttime stuff, for skylines, for night photography. So here we have a picture of Rob Stroke standing on a rooftop. It's not that exciting. It's quite dark. It's missing brightness. It's missing life. You can't even really see what's going on. So if you come over here to the presets and you find City Lights number 2, click that and boom. And as you can see, it instantly like made it creamier, it made it a lot richer. And again, I'll grab the brush with exposure. I'll go over Rob, which is my subject, and there we go. And that's it. As you can see, the before and after, it's completely night and day. So I spoke about color science and actually changing tones. This is what I mean. In this photo, the background's purple. When we used City Lights before, we didn't see any changes to actual colors. It just made it brighter. But on this purple photo, I've wanted purples to be seen as blue. So when you apply City Lights, check out what this photo does. And click. Boom. Changes the purples to a teal, changes the pink to a nice deep orange red, and everything looks super nice. The next preset I made is called Fashion Week Black and White. There's a lot of black and white filters out there, but there aren't any that are super contrasty and that makes the whites almost super bright, where it seems they jump off the page. But once I click Fashion Week Black and White, as you can see, like it really contrasts things out, and then when you go in super close, you can start to see the detail. You have a black and white preset that's super contrasty and almost gives you that New York magazine feel. So the next preset is called Ultimate Street Photography. This is actually my favorite preset. It's the preset that I use the most. As you can see, here's a normal picture of Scooter, Angelique's little brother, in a red jacket standing on a pier. It looks cool, but there's nothing too crazy about it. You apply the Ultimate Street Photography preset. It's gonna change everything. Dude. It's gonna change everything to orange. Go to the brush, choose exposure like I showed you before, and put it over that orange. Wow. And watch the orange just freaking pop out. So I would literally just keep coloring him with exposure like that, and there we go. Okay, so the 5th preset is actually the most subtle of all of them. It's just called Skin Smooth and Glamour Glow. I built this for like girl shots or shots of guys who are trying to get a more beautifying look out of their image. I'll click Skin Smooth and Glamour Glow, and boom, it smooths everything out. It gives us a little bit of haze up top. It changes, as you can see, the color of the pillar. It gives everything like a little bit of a pink feel. And that's it. For shots of girls and white backgrounds, this is my go-to. It's how I color all my photos, and I think it gives it like a really pretty Instagram feel. Now, when I asked you guys on Twitter what kind of presets you guys wanted to see, the most requested preset by far was a beach look. Something with like a bunch of bright, vibrant colors, something that you could take beach shots or lifestyle shots and really make them come alive. What I've come up with is something I call vibrant travel. As you can see, here's a photo from Bali of me pointing out over the edge of a cliff, and it's just not that impressive of an image. Just click it, completely different photo. Click it, boom, white stay white, the blues come alive, the orange pops. Again, you could like use the exposure brush and paint, but you don't really need to. For the 6th preset, I wanted to go for something a little bit more vintage, so I chose a 35mm inspired preset. Here's a photo of Angelique standing in a grassy field. She's backlit, it's dark, there's nothing really that impressive about this. But when you drop on 35mm film, it changes everything to a more sepia toned color palette. As you can see, the yellows in the back. I'll grab the brush with exposure, I'll paint out her face, and boom, there we go. Completely different. So as you can see, this filter doesn't just affect green into yellow. If you put it on this photo with a background of blue, it actually takes a dark blue and turns it into a perfect shade of teal. Okay, for the next preset, I wanted something that wasn't safe at all. Something that really pushed the boundaries when you wanted something that made the colors in your image pop out. I've come up with something called Color Boost. Getting super colorful images is actually a lot harder than you might think, because if you just bring up the saturation on your image, all of a sudden your skin tones look horrible. It makes colors get all weird and fuzzy. It doesn't do it in the proper way. So I've made this preset so that it goes in, it looks for the colors that it's trying to affect, and it only brings those out to make them pop. Okay, so for the last filter in the entire preset pack, I have made something called HDR Portrait. HDR effect is high dynamic range. It's when a photo looks super contrasty. The only problem is it usually messes up people's face, skin tones, it makes their hair look weird, so you can't really use an HDR effect on photos of people. I have designed a preset that actually allows you to use an HDR preset on photos of people, hence why it's called HDR Portrait. So on this photo of Angelique standing at the beach, there is no detail, there's not really any light, it's just dark, underexposed, boring image. We're gonna click HDR Portrait and watch what happens. Boom, the skin comes alive, the blues come alive, the background comes alive. The only thing we're gonna do now is check out the white balance, and then bring up the exposure, and we're completely done. So because that last image was primarily a blue image, the next one we're going to do is green, just to show you that it works on any photo anywhere. Here's a photo of Sam Evans in front of a waterfall. Again, not a lot of bright, vibrant colors. We're going to apply HDR Portrait, and boom, the entire photo came alive. So we're just going to fix the white balance on it, and then we can just do the opposite. If his face is a little too bright, we can just paint it down a little, and there we go. That is an image ready for Instagram. To show you the before and the after, that is HDR Portraits. Well guys, those are my 9 smart presets. I hope you see why I've designed them. I hope you see why I've made them. I think they're really important, I think they're necessary, and I think they can really help you take your photography to the next level. In the first line of the description is the link where you can purchase and download my presets. With so many choices in the world of filters and apps and stuff, I felt you really needed some that actually were smart and actually worked on your photos. They didn't just take your image and put their shit on top of it to make it okay. I wanted to make a preset that would actually go into your photo and make it the best it could be. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please click that top link in the description and go down and actually check out my presets. If you guys are interested in not purchasing them and possibly winning them in a giveaway, jump over to my Twitter and I'm sure there'll be more information about that right now. So one last thing I want to do for you guys is, if you like my presets, if they work for you, if they're making your photos a lot better, when you post to your social medias, make sure to tag #SawyersInstaPresets. I'll be checking this at least once a week, and I'll be taking all of the photos you guys post in color with my presets and reposting them on my own social medias. I'm hoping that this way can help you guys get some followers as well as help raise awareness about our presets. So if you guys enjoyed this, if you enjoyed the presets, please make sure to share them with a friend, and I will make sure to keep updating them and making them better in the future. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope some of my tips and tricks might have helped you. I love you guys very much. I can't wait to see how you use my presets to take your photography to the next level, and I'll see you beautiful people tomorrow with a brand new daily vlog. Peace out.